Deep within the desert sands, beneath stone blocks that defy the imagination and centuries of inquiry, lies a code, one that some believe points to our past, predicts our future, and guards the ultimate mystery of human existence. From the dusk of the ancient Egyptian civilization to the dawn of modern science, the pyramids, especially the towering structure at Giza, have held more than just the bones of kings. They may contain messages encoded in mathematics, cosmic alignments, and spiritual symbolism, messages that pioneer new realms of knowledge with every unearthed secret. Over the past century, a growing chorus of researchers has pieced together the idea of the Pyramid Prophecy Code, a theory that the Great Pyramid is not merely a monument, but a book carved in stone, its every angle and chamber holding encrypted prophecies of the human journey across ages. According to this perspective, the physical dimensions of the pyramid, its base, its ascending passages, its air shafts and hidden rooms, are more than feats of engineering. They are, say believers, a timeline, perpetuated by a tradition of mathematical and astronomical wisdom. The lengths, heights, and specific geometrical ratios mapped onto the pyramid have been interpreted as corresponding to dates of major world events, floods, wars, the rise and fall of empires, and even predictions concerning our collective destiny. Such claims are, of course, controversial and hotly debated, but they draw upon the undeniable fact that the Great Pyramid is saturated with precision, its orientation true north within a fraction of a degree, its four sides aligned almost perfectly with the cardinal directions. Researchers have long argued that this alignment is not coincidental. Instead, they believe, the pyramid's relationship to the stars was deliberate, its architecture a star map as much as a tomb. Consider the alignment with the North Star. Over thousands of years, the position of the celestial north has shifted thanks to Earth's slow axial precession, a cosmic wobble that takes about 26,000 years to complete. When the Great Pyramid was constructed, sometime around 2500 BCE, the northern shaft of the King's Chamber is said to have pointed directly at Thuban, the then North Star in the constellation Draco. Millennia later, as the Earth's axis tilted away from Thuban and toward Polaris, that alignment faded. Some theorists argue that other shafts were intended to point toward future and past pole stars, such as Vega, the axis tracing the journey of our blue planet beneath a restless cosmos. Was this alignment a calendar? A clock ticking not only for Egypt but for all of humanity? Or was it a spiritual signal, tuned to the frequencies of the stars themselves? If the stone geometry of the pyramid encodes the motion of the heavens, then perhaps it also codes for events still veiled from our understanding. The walls, chambers, and secret spaces inside the pyramid have inspired countless stories and legends, none more haunting than Napoleon Bonaparte's infamous night within the King's Chamber. It is said that in the summer of 1799, the illustrious French general requested to spend the night alone inside the pyramid, as if seeking the wisdom of the ages in the very heart of an ancient relic. When he emerged the next morning, witnesses report a changed man, ashen, visibly shaken, and uncharacteristically reticent. When asked what he had witnessed, Napoleon refused to speak, only muttering, "You would never believe me." Napoleon's hush has resonated through history, his experience echoed in the diaries of later explorers and occultists who ventured into the King's Chamber. Time and again, these visitors have reported feelings of electrostatic charge tingling in the air, disorientation, and even visions, sometimes of the distant past, sometimes of symbolic or shamanic journeys. Some describe sensations of floating above their own bodies. Others claim to hear voices, see ghostly figures, or sense unseen presences. A thread joins many of these stories, a conviction that the pyramid's heart is a gateway, poised between physical and metaphysical realms. Delving deeper, modern science provides tantalizing, if incomplete, support for these mystical experiences. The King's Chamber, constructed from blocks of solid granite saturated with quartz crystals, is not only acoustically resonant, but also, according to some studies, exhibits measurable electric fields and radiation spikes. Contemporary researchers have detected subtle variations in electromagnetic energy inside the chamber, suggesting that its stone structure may, under certain conditions, amplify natural forces or serve as a kind of energy accumulator. Here, the boundary between legend and science grows thin, giving rise to a radical proposition that the ancient pyramid is not simply a tomb or a monument, but a kind of spiritual machine, built with intent to preserve or even catalyze the soul's transition from the earthly to the cosmic. According to this theory, the exacting geometry of the pyramid is no accident. Every angle, alignment, and proportion serves a purpose, tuning the structure to harmonize with particular frequencies of sound and light, resonating with the energy of Earth itself and reaching into the starry vault above. In this view, the journey of the soul is mirrored in the ascent through the pyramid's mysterious passageways, rising from the darkness of the subterranean chamber through the grand gallery and into the King's Chamber, a symbolic journey from the underworld of matter into the enlightenment of the heavens. The architecture becomes both a map and a mechanism, intended to guide the spirit while keeping time with a cosmic rhythm unseen but ever present. The notion of sacred frequency has deep roots in both ancient and modern thought. Many cultures believed in a music of the spheres, subtle harmonies generated by celestial motions. The ancient Egyptians, too, spoke of Ma'at, the principle of universal order and resonance. The idea that a sufficiently massive stone structure, using crystals known for their piezoelectric properties and shaped according to precise mathematical patterns, could function as a portal or energy transformer, may sound outlandish to modern ears. Yet the persistence and the growing body of investigation around the pyramid's unusual energetic qualities points to a mystery we are only beginning to explore. This convergence of science, spirituality, and prophecy stands at the heart of humanity's enduring fascination with the pyramids. Were these structures meant to forecast the cycles of time and destiny? Did their creators seek to instruct or to warn? Are these silent sentinels in the sand guardians of lost wisdom, or keys to powers and realities yet unseen? In searching for answers, we find ourselves asking the same questions that have echoed down through history. What exactly were the pyramids built for? How did the builders achieve their astonishing feats of construction, orientation, and design, centuries before the arrival of the technologies we consider essential today? Is it possible that knowledge now lost, perhaps even considered heretical or supernatural, was once commonplace under the Egyptian sun? Or do the pyramids serve a purpose so profound that it can only be glimpsed between the lines of our own understanding, a message that only the soul, not the mind, can fully receive? If they are tombs, they are the grandest ever constructed, but their labyrinths and alignments suggest so much more. Time capsules, perhaps, meant to outlast not just empires, but epochs. Some have argued they are power plants, their chambers and shafts part of a system designed to harness or focus unseen Earth energies. Others believe they are celestial markers, tracking the incessant dance of stars and planets across the firmament, anchoring our place within the wider cosmos. And then there are those who insist they are all of these things and more. Repositories of mystery, maps for the soul's journey, mechanisms for unlocking the hidden potential of our universe. The most confounding question remains: who exactly built the pyramids, and why was such immense effort exerted? Was it the will of kings alone, or the realization of a deeper, more universal order? Were the architects priests, scientists, magicians, or all three in one? Are the wonders of the pyramids testimony to an ancient science we have yet to decipher, or to the enduring power of human aspiration to touch the infinite? In contemplating the pyramids, our curiosity becomes both compass and key. The more we investigate, the more enigmas we uncover. Every new measurement, every new theory, every new tale of wonder only deepens the mystery. Are the answers lost beneath eroding stone, or have they merely shifted out of view, awaiting the transformation of our own consciousness before they can be understood? There is a profound invitation within the silent geometry of the pyramids to look beyond the obvious, to perceive not only with eyes and instruments, but with intuition, imagination, and reverence. Perhaps the secrets of the pyramids are held not in plain sight, but in patterns, energies, and harmonies that science is only now learning to contemplate. In the end, the Great Pyramid stands not only as the last of the seven wonders, but as a challenge posed to each generation. If it holds answers, they are hidden not in what we see, but in what we cannot yet understand. What is certain is that the story of the pyramids is far from finished. With each technological leap and spiritual insight, another piece falls into place, a puzzle as grand as civilization itself. So the challenge remains. Tombs or time machines, power plants or cosmic anchors, the pyramids hold their silence, indifferent to our theories, their stones weathering wind and time. Yet beneath, within, and perhaps above, a greater story awaits discovery. As long as there are seekers, explorers, and dreamers willing to listen for the music under the noise, the secret of the pyramids will continue to unfold, promising that history's greatest unsolved mystery is not a closed book, but an open invitation to look deeper, to question, to wonder, and above all, to stay curious. For as long as the pyramids endure, so too will the quest for their truth.